1,000 Words podcast. Join us as we discuss the antics of pro athletes, sports politics, and everything in between. No sport nor athlete is off limits. Now, get you a pitcher of wine and enjoy the show. Here are your hosts, Lene and Linnell Fletcher, aka the Fletcher Twins. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words podcast. It's your girl, Nelly Lell.
And this your girl, Nay. So as you guys can see, today is March 1st, which is Women's History Month. So all month long, we are going to be celebrating women in sports. And so as you guys can see, if you're watching this episode, we have a special guest in the house. She goes by Crystal the DJ on Instagram. And yes, guys, she is a DJ. So shout out to all the female DJs out there because we can shut the party down too. So, without further ado, she also works for the LA Clippers.
Right.
Yeah, and so which why we have her here today. So without further ado, please help us welcome Crystal Williams.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So first of all, we want to thank you for joining us. How are you doing today? How was your
I'm
day?
doing well. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I actually just got home from the office. Getting some, it's March. We have so many games this month.
Yeah.
In a good way though. We always it's a lot of fun when the Clipper games are at least.
Okay. So first we're gonna start off by getting to know you a little bit better, and then towards the end we'll get into some basketball questions. So
Okay, for sure.
So first up, what can you please tell us what exactly it is that you do for the Clippers?
Yes, so I am officially titled their entertainment associate. I get the scheduling together for their hype team. So scheduling, I stage manage them during game days. I get their rundowns together. I help along with other people on our team. We help produce the entire game entertainment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so when you guys go to the games, like anything that's not like basketball, we have to do with it. We have our hand in it. And it's a lot of us. It's actually really cool just to see a bunch of different people that look like me in different roles within the organization. I think it's really cool. Women, there's this woman, her name is Miss Heather. Sorry, I'm like going on a tangent, but we're talking about women in history or just Women's History Month. But it's a woman, her name is Miss Heather, and she works the like the video board, and she's been doing it for years. And I've known her from church, so it was a nice familiar face, but I was like, dang, like you've been doing this for this long, and I didn't even realize like these roles were even available, and let alone for like us to be, occupying these spaces is so inspiring. But yeah, so I am also like their costume lead. So anything costume wise, they like give me a call and they're like, hey, like we need this. Can we get this for this game? Yesterday we actually had Chuck's birthday, the mascot. I just got this shirt, it's really cool.
Oh yeah.
The mascot, it was his birthday yesterday. So we had the entire like mascot themed game, entertainment wise. And I got their costume, and he recreated the Rihanna moment, the Super Bowl, the
Yeah.
halftime moment with all the like marshmallow looking costumes. So we got like a cool puffer, cool sweats. Like it was a really nice moment. But yeah, if you need costuming from you just call me. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I do. And
That's
anything in
nice.
between.
That's cool. So how did you get started in sports entertainment?
I started on their hype squad actually. So I was actually on the team that I'm leading now.
Okay.
And I kind of like leveled up from then. My cousin's the one that she works in sports entertainment as well. I think I don't know exactly what her role was, but she heard about the role. She gave me a call because she thought like I would be a good fit for it. And it was. I loved it. And then there was the opportunity for me to interview for the position I have now, and I got it.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
nice. Do they? Sorry, I'm probably going to ask some more random questions. Do you get free tickets to the game?
I don't get free tickets yet. I don't think I haven't earned it yet. I haven't earned it yet. No.
Okay.
I'm trying to work on it though. I'm trying to get some.
Okay, and so did you always want to work in sports? Because I know a lot of like ex-athletes, if they don't make it like to the big league or whatever, they still
Mm-hmm.
want to work in some capacity in sports. And so,
Mm-hmm.
whether they become a coach or something in sports entertainment like you. So did you
Mm-hmm.
always want to work in sports? Were you a former athlete?
Well, okay, so it's two parts to this answer because I was a former athlete, but I sucked at basketball, ironically. Like I played the entire season and made one shot. Um, and
Oh
so yeah,
no.
basketball wasn't my thing, but I was softball. Like softball was my thing. I
Okay.
actually started on the boys team in high school, and then they were like, okay, like, let's get you for real. Like, let's do this for real. So they put me on the softball team, did travel ball. So I was an athlete but not basketball. I knew nothing about basketball, didn't really care to watch it. Then I joined the team.
Mhm.
And I just got so like enamored with like how they just play day in and day out. Like they always fought to the last minute. And they made me a genuine Clipper fan, not only a basketball fan, but like, not only a Clipper fan, but also a basketball fan.
Mm.
If that makes sense. Because I knew nothing about it. But then once I like got to watch it and be a part of it, you kind of have to know what you're like doing at the games, on the high squad. Like if it's
Yeah.
offense, you can't go defense, you gotta kind of like pay attention. But that's kind of like that's how I don't remember the question. That's kind of how I like got into it.
Okay.
I was an athlete, but that's not really why I was doing it now. But now
We
I
were
love
sup-
it.
we were supposed to be on our high school softball team, but we never went to the
Yeah,
tryouts.
I don't,
And
yeah.
like morning we'd be like, okay, Nate, this is this today we're gonna go, today we're gonna go, and we just never went.
Yeah, I didn't really want to go. No, to make sure I was there.
And it's so funny because I remember when we were in college at Florida State, I applied for internship with ESPN. I just applied. I really didn't think they were gonna call me, but they did, and I was totally not prepared. Like
Mm-mm,
back then, I only was knowledgeable about basketball, football, and track. That's it.
mm-mm.
The questions they were asking me and about the different athletes, I had no idea.
OMG.
Needless to say, I
Yeah.
didn't get that internship. I didn't get.
I don't remember this. I don't remember that. But you could have been working at ESPN and bidding on with Stephen A. right now. Is that
All
what
you
you
had to
saying?
do was know some players' names.
That's funny. So, what are your future goals while working in the sports industry?
So over the course of me having this new role, I've been exposed to just the different other different roles like that my higher ups have. One position that I really am into is the creative director role.
Mhm.
I work and really closely with the Clippers creative director now, and she's so inspiring. It's a woman,
Mhm.
a Black
Nice.
woman, and I think she's so amazing. And I think that's something that I could see myself striving toward, and hopefully like Clippers, I could do that with them, and be able to stay in LA. But honestly, I'd be open to switching states if like the opportunity arose for myself. But
Okay.
I'm Team Clippers. I'm heavily Team Clippers.
Are
You know,
are you originally from LA? Born and raised?
born and raised, born and
Nice.
raised.
Nice. I used
Yeah,
to
I love
want
it
to
here.
move there. I went there and it was years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I went there to look at apartments. Oh my God. They were so expensive back then and they were really
Yeah.
small. And I was like, I can't do this. I can do this. But I ended up coming to New York and it's the same thing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh
I might
yeah,
as
New
well
York
would have
is
been
just as
enjoying the
bad.
sun. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have been
we
in LA
got we
too.
got some sun right. No, it's freezing right now. It's freezing.
Hmm.
It's so cold out
Wow.
here, but yes, doors are closed, heater is on. But it's mad expensive. One thing I will say is about the women in LA, those of us that do, have like our own like everything, we really gotta earn it. Like we really work our asses off. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can cuss. We really work really hard um just to be able to maintain these lifestyles, and not even to like go into the conversation of like dating, but like it's just
Okay, I'm here
hilarious
for
when
it.
men will be like, oh, what do you bring to the table? Like, dude,
Oh God.
I have my entire
I'm the
everything. Like,
table. I am the
I'm
Yeah.
the
table.
table. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like they think that we're just like some helpless needy women. It's just like no.
But
But
they
then
really
you also,
want that because they
they
want you
really
to
want
need them,
that.
but then they don't want you to need them. It's
Such a
like,
catch 22.
It
Yeah, because
is.
when you find guys that are like, oh, you're too independent, like, all right, now I can't like one for nothing, like it's either I'm too needy or too, independent. Like pick one, you know, like, and it's just crazy just to have to like maintain this, but then sacrifice a little bit of like your dating life. That's just what I'm experiencing right now. Honestly,
Yeah,
they'd be
yeah.
intimidated.
They do
That's
be
actually a
intimidated.
good like transition into my next question. I was
But
going
I
to
had a question before.
go ahead.
Because before, no, because you was talking about the different avenues that you can have by working with the Clippers. Like there's a lot of different roles you can go to, and that's what people don't fail to realize, that even just to put on one game, it's so many jobs that's getting done that people don't even think about.
You don't think
And
about it.
at all, and people can go get those jobs. They just don't know that there
There's
is there. But
It's
it's
there.
so
It's definitely
many
there.
positions and stuff, and there's so many people working behind the scenes that you don't even hear about or know about, that makes the whole train move. I just want
I
to.
think that I'm happy to be able to like publicize that I even got the job. Like I don't really say, I don't really show too much of the details, just because it's still a show we put on. Like I don't like to show things prematurely, or even if I can show it at all. But regardless, like what I can show is like my game day fits, or even just giving advice on people who want to join. Like I know this last month we had like an HBCU fellowship that they were having applications for. And I just posted it because I know a lot of people that go to HBCUs, or they know somebody else that does, and they can send it to them, just to be able to be that liaison, from within the organization to someone that's and looking at like doesn't really know, and wouldn't have known if I hadn't have said anything, and brought it to my platform, because at the end of the day, I like to be able to inspire other people, because I didn't think it was possible until I saw someone else doing it,
Right,
so
right.
I think that that's it's really important to be able to like just show, have representation for us, period, have opportunities to be able to even move into these positions or even see it. I think that's really important. My dog is like trying to get so much attention now. I hope you can't hear her. Let me show you. Come here, Stormy. Hey, little doggy.
Oh, with
I
the
like to
little
keep
outfit.
I told y'all it's cold. She need her sweater. She be here shivering. My little baby.
Okay, so I want to get into what are some of your obstacles or adversities that you face being a woman working in sports,
If any.
um
a male dominated area.
Well, I will say I have had an amazing experience so far. What I've been warned about, just in general, even with my DJ career, like DJing, it's a male dominated,
Yeah.
music, entertainment is male dominated as well. So I can kind of apply this to both. But I've been warned, like, these are male dominated fields, just be careful, don't get discouraged, kind of vibes like that, but I haven't really necessarily experience not I'm not going to speak for the DJ side. I've experienced tons in the DJ world, but as far as working with the Clippers, it's such a welcoming environment. It's such a family like feel, like we really like help each other out. Like those games, like you said, it's a lot of moving parts and takes a lot of people to put on a show. And Stormy, girl, I'm sorry, she keeps trying to block the camera. But yeah, like it just feel I haven't really had any issues in the in the sports entertainment industry so far. But I can see why people would say like, hey, be careful, it's male dominated.
Mhm.
Like don't get discouraged when they like try to speak over you or step on your toes. I get the utmost respect, and I love that about the Clippers, and I think that's another factor in making me a genuine fan of just the organization in general. Like it's crazy to see that LA has two teams,
Yeah.
but there's completely different feels, So
Mhm.
yeah, I haven't really had too many problems so far.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this question, but I'm not sure. Do the Lakers and the Clippers play on the
They,
same arena?
they still
Yeah,
do?
we play in the same arena. We have the Intuit Dome being built as we speak over in Inglewood.
Okay.
They're actually about to plant the like last beam down. I don't really know construction terms. I don't know if that's how final that is. But we just like signed something. It was cute. They actually passed something around, like stickers for us to sign, and they're gonna put all our stickers on the final beam. Is so we can be a part of like the ceremony, and it was really cool. But yeah, we have a dome being built in Inglewood. Should be opening, I think, in 2024 or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah, so it's gonna be our own. It's gonna be really nice to have our own home, like for sure. Because just being in the with crypto, I was gonna call
$1.
it tables.
Yeah, because that's y'all been like the stepchild to the Lakers ever
That's
since.
what it feels like. It's like sometimes, like now that I'm a real
Yeah,
fan
y'all
of the
being the baby.
team, it's so funny to have to like feel like I'm arguing with all the like Laker fans, even though they're not having the greatest season. I'm like, you guys, like, all you guys want to do is talk about us. We're cousins, we're brother and sister. Like, I don't know, we're brother and brother. Like, come on now, like, come on, why y'all always gotta hate?
So what would you say is the best part about, your position or working in sports in general?
Um, I think the best part in my position, I was just saying I love my job literally today. It's so funny. It is a lot
Good.
to, manage. However, I love fast-paced environments. Like I hate like just sitting still.
Yeah.
And with the entertainment or the sports entertainment industry, it's nothing's going to be pretty much the same. Like even with like as far as basketball games, like the NBA could say like, oh, we're going to reschedule it. This is rare, but they can move the game to
Mhm.
another day, like and you kind of have to go with it, and because it's bigger than just your team. Um, but what I love about my role is that I'm able to do costume. My degree is nothing to do with sports or music. It's costume design. So I'm able to incorporate wardrobe in this job because I'm
Nice.
costume lead, and then I'm able to continue to like lead as far as like stage managing and managing schedules and stuff like that. Like I've always risen to being a leader in no matter what role I've had anywhere I've been as far as my jobs. So it's nice to be able to continue to do that and lead a team for
Okay.
sure.
Okay.
Okay, and with the costume things, you're designing costumes for, you said, entertainment during the games, like the
So
cheerleader costume.
costuming So the costuming for the dancers, they have their uniforms that they wear, and alternate throughout the season and throughout the
Mm-hmm.
games. But we have like really fun theme nights that will grab costuming for what was something that was recent? They just did a Janet Jackson tribute that was really awesome.
Oh,
And the creative
nice.
director was like had a vision. She sent me a photo of like a fit that Janet Jackson had on, and we sourced like the wardrobe that was like closest to it. We got like maybe our logo put on it, just so it still fits within the brand. And then yeah, like that's like one of the
That's
costuming things that
cool.
we've done, but it's just really fun. You have to like kind of it's always something new and something different, and you don't want to do the same thing every game, every season. So it's always going to be something different just to keep the fans engaged and coming back.
Yeah, that's cool, and I bet it's awesome to see when it all comes together.
It's really
The final
cool.
product,
Yeah, and just
yeah.
to see, I love seeing how the fans react, honestly, like, because I know how I feel about it. I know the work put into it. They have no idea what's going on. So all
Mm.
they see is this fresh, like, I just see fresh faces, just like seeing a new reaction to what I've been working with or what we've all been working on. And just to see a positive reaction, people raving about it, tweeting about it, posting about it, I think essentially that's kind of like that's what makes me like want to keep going, just to keep I like to say that I've converted a few fans into Clippers fans, like LA people for sure. Like I know there's some former Laker fans or whatever teams, I don't know, that are now Team Clippers because I am very passionate about the team.
That's funny. That's cool.
So, we spoke about the tickets. So you don't get tickets, but are there any perks that do come with your position?
I think my favorite perk is to be able to be around like just really people that are running these high platforms. Like I met the duo that runs Swish Culture. I don't know if you guys see the Instagram Swish Culture, but I think that's what it is. But yeah, I met them in the media room. And we all just say what's up to each other. Like it's really cool. Black woman, I really should give you guys her information too. She's really dope. I'm gonna send it to you guys actually. But yeah, so I meet people like media people. I met Andre Russell. He's a radio personality
Mm-hmm.
on KJLH out here, and that's good for me because I'm a DJ, so I'm able
Right.
to network and be around people that I ordinarily wouldn't have been around if I didn't have this role, if I didn't, move up from being on the Hype Squad to this role and taking on more responsibility. Now I'm able to kind of like rub shoulders with other people that
Nice.
on a higher level.
Okay,
That's
okay.
Yeah.
very nice.
Hmm.
And so what advice would you give like women who are looking to work in sports?
I would advise women who want to work in sports to do internships maybe first. Like get your foot in the door.
And be
There's
prepared on the
be prepared.
interview.
That's what we walking away with. Know the players. No, that's actually some really good advice though, because Stormy, stop it. That's really good advice because you don't want you would never want someone to come up to you and tell them like, hey, I want to work for you, and they know nothing about you.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want to be here? Why do why are you passionate about this? What do you bring to the table? Like we were talking about that, what we bring to the table. Legit, what do you bring to the table? How can you contribute to the team? I advise you to really analyze that and see like what do you like to contribute, and then figure that out and apply it to however you can within sports. Like there's something for everyone, I think, at least for what I've seen so far, especially me without having anything to do with basketball, to be able to find a fit in this organization. I think that just don't discourage yourself and say there's nothing for me. Figure it out. You can do it, and if it's not there, make it fit. We could create it. So I think, yeah, and don't just get discouraged. Like it is male dominated, but then again, it's a lot of women in this field. It's a lot
Yeah,
of women in this
we
field, and I
nobody
just
will
feel
ever
like,
know. Yeah, but
yeah, because, and I'm glad we're in the age of social media because we're starting to publicize it a bit more. Like I know one of my game night fits went kind of, I think I got like 2,000 likes on it. And one of the people that liked it was her name is Ivy, and she hosts for the Mavs. And I think we had already been following each other on some DJ vibes, but now like she ended up DMing me off of that picture and was like, "Oh, like you work like in the NBA, like we have this like NBA DJ like group, like maybe I'll just like add you into that." And I was like, "This is why I like being in the position I'm in, being able to publicize it in the way that I do. I can't publicize everything, but like being able to show what I am doing and what I'm capable of doing puts me in other rooms like that." So, yeah.
Yeah. Now, do you got any more questions? Because I was going to get into the, I guess, trade.
can I ask a question about her?
Go
I have
ahead.
her DJing, right?
Uh-huh.
So what? So is it like a hip hop DJ, or you do all kind of music, like house music, EDM? What?
I like to say I'm capable of doing all of it. And that's why I tried to promote on my Instagram, just so I don't box myself into just the hip hop bubble. I do tend to do heavy, like more hip hop than anything. Which I don't mind, honestly, truly, but I would like to expand more into like house EDM vibes, just because it is honestly, I've seen like some crazy bags on those EDM DJs. Oh
Mm-hmm.
my God, they get so much money. I've also looked into like producing kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean,
That's cool because yeah, these EDM and concert. What I don't know if I can even call it a concert, but my friends up here in New
like a
York,
rave.
yeah, the rave, yeah, they be listing all these DJs, and I'm like, I don't know who y'all talking about, like what. And then they send me pictures or videos on Instagram, and it's thousands of people, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
they go
oh my
so
god,
viral. They have so much
yeah.
support. So I like sometimes I question like, dang, should I really go in on, getting into an EDM pocket? But then I'm like, you know what? Like, no, I'm black. Like hip hop was born with black people. It came from black people. So I just
And
feel I
everything
want to
bites
be.
off hip hop anyway.
Exactly. And house music as well. Like it was bred from black people. So I just feel, you know what, like let me be that representation. Just like, I just don't feel like I should just jump ship just because it's the bigger bag. Like for me, it's not always about the money.
Right.
I want to be able to inspire the next person to be like, hey, like, no, I'm gonna stay authentically me. I don't have to do that because it's a bigger bag. Like I'm gonna stay right here and make them give me a bigger bag for it.
Okay.
So that's the type of time I'm on. I'm
Do you have
capable.
a favorite NBA player? Or you just like everything Clippers, Clippers, Clippers?
Have I gotten to that point yet? Because I'm still new. I'm still a new basketball fan. So let me think.
Mm.
It would be a player on the Clippers, though. I will say that. I think my favorite player. Dang, this is hard. Paul George
I
is
was
is
about to say, is Paul still on the Clippers? Because I didn't know if he
yes.
got traded or not.
We
He's
used to
amazing.
like him.
He is really good. He's a good basketball player. Yeah.
He's
We used
dope. I
to
also really like
like
Kawhi.
no more.
What you said, Nate?
I
We
said
used
we
to.
like him, but we don't no more.
Paul
Yeah.
George.
Why I didn't like him? What happened?
Personal stuff, but basketball wise, he's a good basketball player.
Okay, okay. Yeah, no, Paul George. And I probably like I don't want to like just lean in on just our like franchise players. What I really like about the team is that we're strong on the bench. Like I love Terrence Mann because he's younger, but he creates a shot like and he really just play he's one of the people that like really like plays hard as soon as he hits the wood, you know, and not that everybody doesn't, but I really like the impact that he has when he does get his minutes. So it's probably Terrence Mann. If I like wasn't choosing like the major franchise players, Terrence Mann.
Cool,
Okay.
cool.
Mm.
So okay, so now we're going to get into our scandal, which is not really a scandal because mostly our podcast is about things outside of the actual game. But this has something to do with the Clippers and it's kind of inside the game. So basically, I believe it was last week, Russell Westbrook was traded to the Clippers, right? And he debuted and for the against the Kings, and he that was like the second highest scoring NBA game. There was two
Broke a record.
yeah. So he scored 17 points. So do you think this was a good trade? How are you feeling about this? Because I like Russell and I think
Yeah, I'm glad you like Russell. He's from LA, so of course I'm a support.
He is.
Um, I before he even played the game, I was posting him on my story, and there were so many haters of him, like just Lakers, you know. Mommy, girl, she's about to fall off the couch. They were just like, oh, he's gonna turn the ball over so many times, blah blah blah. I'm like, you guys, y'all don't even know this man is about to cook. Like, I was so happy to be able to witness his first game, but I'm not gonna cap. Kawhi had a killer game. I think he had like 45 points or something like that game. But anyway, we're talking about Russ. I feel like I think our team is a great fit for him. Honestly, I think, we have a point guard. We needed a point guard, even though I feel like we had some good ones. Like I was really sad when, Reggie was traded, honestly. Like, he was another one of my favorite players on the team. He had great energy. But anyway, I just feel like this is a good place for everyone to just really grow together. It's not an ego team. No shade to any other team, but it's not about egos, and that's what I love about the Clippers. Like, this is about the game. Period. Like, we gonna mess up a few times, but we not gonna hold our heads down. Like, we're not giving up. We're gonna stay in this game to the end, and we win. Honestly, like, and I love the comeback games, and we end up winning by 1 or 2 points. Those are the
yes.
best games to me. I
Yes.
don't really like blowout games. That
Yeah.
Kings game was crazy. My God, we had literally everybody in the arena. Nobody left. Everybody in the arena was on their feet for both for the double overtime. They stayed on their feet for the last minutes of the game. They stayed on their feet. So we were standing up for a good 45 minutes, like after the game. It was great though. I think Russell is great energy. I think he's gonna be a great addition to the team,
I'm
or
gonna
he
be
is a great addition.
I'm gonna be salty if he good on y'all team, but he wasn't on the Lakers. Cause I'm a
Y'all could
LeBron
be.
fan, so I'm gonna be salty,
Yeah, he is.
and that ain't right.
Listen, I think that, and no matter who you are, I think you just play better where you feel more comfortable. And I don't want to speak on behalf of I can't obviously speak on his behalf, but just for me in general as a DJ, for instance, like I feel more comfortable playing in certain, like, now I'm comfortable everywhere, to be honest, but like even as a host sometimes, like if I have to speak on the mic, I'm more comfortable talking around people that I know more than people that I don't. So I just feel like once you're more comfortable, are able to lean more into your craft. You don't have to worry about other things that you should be worried about. Like, I don't know what basketball players honestly worry about or what they're thinking in their head during these games or off season or when they're at home. But just from an outsider looking in, I just feel like it seems like it would just be more comfortable on our team, in my opinion. I really hope he doesn't. He's gonna be great. Watch.
He actually, because he's such a really good player, he does deserve a ring eventually. But because and that's also what I feel about Dame Lillard. Like, shouts out to him for his 71
Okay,
point
what was that,
games that
71 points?
he 13 threes. So shout out to him. But he ain't ever gonna leave Portland, and I don't think they gonna ever win a ring. So I'm gonna be sorry for him and Russell Westbrook if they don't ever get a ring because they're really good players.
I mean, Allen Iverson, I don't think ever got a ring.
No, and nowadays, what even back then, they say if you ain't if you ain't got a ring, you ain't even in a discussion. And I'm like,
Yeah,
See,
that's
but
not
that's
true.
That's not true because
Yeah.
everybody, it was Iverson. Like everybody, when I was younger, I came up when Iverson was like cracking, and everybody wanted to be number three. Everybody wanted the braids. Everybody wanted the headband. It was always Iverson. Of course, we had the Kobe, but it was also Iverson heavily. So
yeah,
I just feel like it's not always like, yeah, like, and that's what kills me about like Laker fans sometimes. I'm like, you guys always want to talk the ring talk, which is okay, okay, whatever. But it's like we're like you can't deny that we have an amazing team. We have we have mess ups on the season as far as like we have losses, whatever. But like it's been strong for the most part. Like sometimes I just feel like people just really be just talking out of like the side of their neck just to talk and just to hate. Like when in reality is just respect it. You don't gotta like it, but you're gonna respect it. And that's just
yeah.
how I feel.
I can't wait to the playoffs. The playoffs is coming up, so I got to see what the two LA teams do. I don't know if my team gonna make it, but
I don't
we don't
know.
got
I know
we
we
don't have
going
to talk about that.
that makes me happy. I'm very excited. I'm the only thing that I'm like I don't even want to say concerned about, but I'm like, I don't know what my schedule looks like from April 8th. I know we have a game on April 8th. The last day of regular season, I believe, is April 9th. I don't know what my schedule looks like after that point. And for me, I need my scheduling so I could like book
Yeah.
around it or just my
Hmm.
sanity, Like sometimes I don't like last minute stuff, but this is NBA, and that's one thing I learned too. You gotta like get with it
Yeah,
fast.
go with it. Go with the flow.
Yeah.
Another question, but it's about WNBA. You know the whole Brittany Griner Russia debacle. Do you think because of that whole thing, it brought more attention and eyes to the WNBA? And do you think they're going to get more like attendance at the game and money for their play?
I
Because it's
I
like talk is
think
cheap. People say it, but are y'all really watching these games or going to the games?
No.
right, right. I honestly think, and I don't know if this is just because my algorithm is changing on my socials right
Mm-hmm.
now. I've been seeing a lot more clips from women's basketball lately.
Okay.
Um, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's just because of my algorithm, what I've just been liking. But that might be, just to her games, I'm sure. Like I did see the where'd she go? Phoenix or something like that?
Phoenix, yeah.
She's playing in Phoenix. I saw her like media day moments. And she does look genuinely happy. So I feel like people will be turning into her more so. But like you said, like I do feel like people's talk is cheap. Like they say they want to support women's basketball. They say they're gonna pull up, but do they really? Like the money's not. You can't pay for something that's not being poured into. Like,
Correct.
and that's what sucks. Like, and I've seen this on like women's soccer as well. It's like the math not mathing. We of course we want women to be paid more, but fans don't genuinely go watch these games. They don't
Yeah.
pay for these tickets. So like that's what sucks. And like I, as a woman in entertainment, I don't work in the WNBA, but I would love to see some change, or at least be a part of some type of change, or just trying to figure out how we can get more seat or more fans watching the games, even if it's at home. I don't know, but like still, just to be able to support the women. Like I don't know, but guys don't fight all the time. Like we don't have to fight. We don't have to have drama. Like I just saw
Right.
this post on Instagram right before we got on the call. It was, I forget what schools it was, but it was or not WNBA, but it was college basketball, women's. And one of the ladies like put the ball in the girl. It was like it looked kind of disrespectful. Like she put the ball in the girl's face and kept walking. The girl wanted to fight, and I'm like, okay, so that's what y'all are publicizing. Let me see the other stuff
Positive.
they're
Yeah.
doing. Like so that's the only way y'all are getting views for women's basketball. So that's where I'm just like, how do we change that? How do we turn that into a positive? How do we figure out how to get more positive viewership instead of people just coming here to see some tea? You know?
That's true. So yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see how it is
We gonna
because
see.
they
We
definitely need
gonna
more
see.
viewers and advertising and all that stuff.
I mean, because essentially, like, I think, like, why do you think people are going to watch Brittany Griner? Like, how many people were watching her before she got arrested in Russia? Now we're just watching her. Realistically, why? You want to see, of course, we want to see her get off. Yes, of course. But I just can't help but to think, like, all right, are y'all hoping for anything else to happen? Like, are y'all just watching? Why are y'all really watching?
To
Like,
say,
because I
oh, I
think that it
watched
could
the
also,
game. Like to say, oh, I watched
like,
Brittany Griner on her first game
she's
back.
trending. She's
Yeah.
trendy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that I don't be feeling like that counts. Like, it's not authentic. You just watching it because it's trendy, like, realistically. But then again, on the other hand, basketball is trendy. That's why people watch the basketball, like the men's highlights. So now how do we turn that negative trendy thing with the women's into a positive? Because essentially, bottom line, it is trendy to watch the hottest stuff that just came out. So instead of publicizing the negative, let's figure out how to make more positive associated with women's basketball.
Yeah, and people probably
I
also
agree.
want to see if she was actually like really worth all the trouble and the hassle.
Exactly. That was essentially what I was trying to
Yeah.
get at. Like, was it worth it? And I think that's why people watch it. Like, it's
Like, oh,
trendy
you
and
better
it's
get
trying to
off
see
it.
was
You
it.
better be MVP this year. We
Yeah,
did all this for you.
you
You
gotta
better.
go hard. Like, you better been pumping iron all up in that cell. Like, that's what it's giving. They trying to see how she's about to perform after the whole thing and was it worth it.
Okay. All right,
Hmm.
good,
We'll
good insight.
see.
So at the end of each episode, we like to do a segment called Highlight of the Week. And since this is Women's History Month, I wanted to highlight Autumn Lockwood. And she became, now this was during the Super Bowl. So last month, she became the first Black woman to ever coach in the Super Bowl. She joined the Eagles.
Fire.
She joined the Eagles in August, and she is the team's certified strength and conditioning specialist. So we want to shout her out. And also during the Super Bowl, it was either before the game or before the second half. I actually did see her like on the field coaching the team, like doing some conditioning stuff with them. So she's not just a pretty face out there, y'all. She's actually doing her job.
That's fire.
Like, we can do the job too if we just have the opportunity.
And we gonna look cute at the
Right?
same time. Don't play. That's my favorite part. That's my favorite part about seeing women in sports. Like, I forget what this coach's name. She's the women's
The
basketball
basket
coach.
who be
The
dressed
one
to the
she
T
be
She
dressed to
dressed
the
in.
nines.
She be dressed in.
like every
OMG.
game.
And
I
it's
have to
like, I'm
find
like, oh,
out
you
her
setting the
name.
bar. You
And
are
I be
setting
like,
the
I would be
bar.
so scared to wear them heels because I would think I'm a fall, but she be
Cause you
with
don't know how to
it.
walk, cause you walk in kitty heels. That's why you don't
You
know how to walk.
need, first of all, no, I don't walk in 6-inch heels. I have
Oh,
knees
crack it
to take care
up.
of. My knees. I'm
Let's
not
see, what's
20
her
anymore.
name?
But yeah, she be dressed.
She do.
She be dressing, and I'm so here for it. Can I do a shout out to someone?
Yeah.
Of course.
So remember the woman I was talking about, that's half of Switch Cultures. Her name is Ashton. I definitely want to shout her out because she really be like in those media rooms asking the questions. Like, I want to send y'all a post that she did where she asked, I'm trying to remember what player she asked. I think it was Kyrie about just something that had to do with something like women's basketball or WNBA. And I'm like, oh, you're asking the right questions and you're asking the tough questions. And she's an advocate, for women's basketball. Like, she's mad tall too, so I think she may have played at one point. But I just think it's really dope to be able to see one of the faces behind the Swish Cultures, which is such a big platform for basketball highlights. So shout out to Ashton.
Shout out to her. No, and that's good because I hate in like post game where they're doing the post game interviews. They always asking the same basic questions. Like, we need somebody in there asking like what the people really want to know. Because I don't want to
Okay.
know other stuff.
And it don't even like necessarily be always like, tea, drama, whatever mess. It's legit like, how can we do this? How can we advocate for this group, this marginalized group in the NBA or something like that? Like, it shouldn't always just be about what just happened in the game. Like, I like to see the tough questions like that.
Me too.
Yeah, that's good.
So hopefully it's more of that in the future. But okay, so let's do it. Crystal, let everyone know where they can find you on social media.
My everything on my socials is at Crystal the DJ. Crystal Crystal DJ. Everything spelled like it is in the dictionary, so it's easy.
All right,
Yeah.
y'all go check her out. Go follow her. I love her page and your pictures, like your DJ pictures. I think that was like a professional photo shoot. I love them. They're
Thank
like
you.
so go check her out, guys. And that's all for our
Yeah, we'll include your socials in the description of this episode, on all platforms and on the YouTube as well. And thank you for joining us.
You
Very
guys are
excited.
amazing. Shout out to y'all. You guys are amazing. Thank you for highlighting not only me, but the future guests that will be on the show, especially during Women's Month. I think it's very inspiring, and it's good that you guys are like putting your platform to get used and amplifying the voices of women that look like us.
that's
You're
the
welcome.
Thank you guys so much.
You're welcome.
all right.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words with yours truly, the Fletcher Twins. Make sure you join us every week and rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit up our email at podcast.1000words@gmail.com with any questions or topics you'd like to hear us cover. Also, check us out on IG at the Fletcher Twins and Facebook at A Picture is Worth 1,000 Words.